This park is a great place to go. At sunset. It's sunset It's a beautiful sight. The thing about this cruise ship terminal is that a lot of the ships that come here, they will just idle. wonderful view of the Olympic mountain right over here. A little bit snow capped right over there. The view is gorgeous. Here in Seattle, we got the lucky day with no rain, but we are kind of known for our rainy weather over here. If you, I'm going to say, organize this. We are actually not, we don't have the most, you know, a lot of time. So we do take Miami more than us, more like 41, 42. But that actually has to do with big mountains that are going to be able to gorgeous. We have the Cascade Mountains that are over here. We'll get a little look at the
are full of precipitation. So when they head east this way, they need to get over some of these massive mountains that are the Olympic Mountains. So what happens is they have to let out a lot of their precipitation to get up and over the mountains. On the opposite side of the Olympic Mountains, there is a rainforest, and they do not measure their rain inches. They measure it in about 14 feet over there. So what happens is it's not like you have a... And the reason that they let out over us is because the Cascade Mountains are taller than the Olympic Mountains. So they have to let out all of the rest of their precipitation before they can get over the Cascade Mountains. And we are also kind of right in the middle of two separate waterways. So to our port side, we have Elliott Bay, and to our starboard side, we have... Now what's the difference between a bay and a sound? The bay has one opening to a larger body of water, and a sound has two or more openings to a larger body of water. So we are kind of like, right in the middle of where the bay opens up into the sound. And the sound has the Strait of Juan de Fuca and the Strait of Georgia, which opens up into the Pacific Ocean. Now, if we were going to go to the Pacific Ocean in this boat right now, at the speed that we are going, about 15 to 17 hours. It's about 100 miles away, and we would kind of go north and west, make like a zigzag motion before we actually hit the Pacific Ocean. Here in the Puget Sound, we also have over 300 islands. We only have a couple that we can see from here. So this large land mass that we see right over here, this is actually Bainbridge Island. Bainbridge Island is known as a bedroom community to Seattle. A lot of people that live in Bainbridge Island hop on our Washington State ferries and take the 35-minute ferry ride over to Seattle to go to work. So they will work over here and go back home and go to sleep. We also have a state park, which is an island as well. Right about in front of us, right past some of these little boats right here, there's a little mound over there with some trees. That is Blake Island. Blake Island is a state park. It's pretty cheap to go camp there overnight if you would like, probably about $7 for a campsite. But here at Argosy, we offer the Tillicum excursion, which there's a Tillicum village here at Blake Island, and we take you out, we give you a little look at the past that was around here in Seattle, a traditional meal, a production of the tribes that used to live around here, and it's a really awesome thing to go see. I'm going to have you guys look out to the port side, because I know you guys are all getting pictures of our beautiful skyline that we have over here. So the first building I'm going to talk about is our Space Needle. Our Space Needle was built in 1962. It was the centerpiece for our World's Fair. We kind of had a space theme for the World's Fair. That's why it does look like it does right now. Kind of like a UFO on the top of it. It stands at 605 feet tall. And it might look a little awkward with the middle being so skinny, but it's actually the most safest place that you can be in Seattle. Its center of gravity is only 125 feet off of the ground, so it can withstand a 9.1 earthquake, winds up to 100 miles an hour, and it also has 25 lightning rods that are right on top of it. Now, how do you take a building that stands 600 feet up in the air better? It has an observation deck, which is pretty nice, but underneath that observation deck, they're doing a little thing called a space lift with some renovations on the restaurant that is right there. They are making the entire floor glass, so you can see straight down. They're making all the tables glass, the cups are going to be glass, utensils are going to be glass, everything's going to be see-through. Terrifying to me, but if you are a thrill seeker, that is all yours. We have another building that I would like to point out. Is on the opposite side of Seattle. It's that large black building that's right over there, the tallest one in our skyline. That is the Columbia Tower. Now, when the Columbia Tower was being built, it has 74 stories, and the man who built it sold every single story before he got the chance to start building it. Supposed to be well over 1,000 feet tall. It's going to be this massive, wonderful building. But if you have noticed, we do have some planes that go over the city. So the FAA, who makes flight plans for Boeing Field and for SeaTac Airport, gave him a call, and they recommended that he not make it 1,000 feet tall, because then they would have to redirect a lot of their traffic around the city. So what happens is that he wanted to make the FAA happy, and he couldn't get rid of any of his floors because he had already sold them all. So what his solution was he took every single floor and he shortened it by 6 inches. So it's a whopping 996 feet tall. So the FAA was happy. He's got all of his stories built. It's probably the tallest, shortest building in Seattle. Now back off to our starboard side. A little bit in front of us, we have something called West Seattle. West Seattle is home to Alki Beach. Alki Beach is a wonderful place to go if you want an actual beachy feel that we have here in Seattle. It's a wonderful sand beach that is out there. They do have a whole bunch of pubs and restaurants that are out there as well. But following Alki Beach all the way out to the very point, this is called Alki Point. This is where the first non-native settlers came here to Seattle. So the Denny Party came up from the Oregon Trail. They came from Illinois, took the Oregon Trail as far north as it would go. But there were so many people that were taking a little bit crowded up there. They wanted their own place to settle. So they decided to travel north more. And they ended up here at this wonderful, beautiful place in Alki right here. What they didn't notice is that Alki is kind of open to all of the elements right over there. It's very windy, it's very rainy. There's not really anything that is covering you from any of the elements that are out there. So because of that, they had a really hard time adjusting to the climate that was out here. They weren't able to get a cabin built. A couple of their people were injured, and they had a really hard time. Until they met a local tribe that lived around here. Now, the Duwamish tribe was local to here, and the Duwamish tribe helped them build cabins, helped them hunt for themselves, gather food. And what actually happened was that the chief from the Duwamish tribe gave them a recommendation and recommended that they take all of their stuff that they had here in Alki and they move across the bay to our Pioneer Square is right now. And that is a little bit more sheltered from some of the elements, and it's a little bit easier to build from there. So that's how Seattle got its start. And the chief of the Duwamish